So at this time, I'd like to invite David Yoho from the American Merchant Marine Veterans, who I've been with numerous times on our conferences, to close out this session.
Thank you. The only guy we didn't thank, and in my firm belief he's watched today, is Captain LaRue. God bless you, and God chose you, and God chose all of you to do what you do with your time. Now, a wise man once said, of all the sad and worthless words, the saddest are what might have been. Why is it that it has taken us so long to get our story out there? This is a vibrant story you heard here. And people are hooray. No, if it took 75 years, 90% of the people who did what we asked them to do died. They're gone. And we could say, you know how many people died in the Vietnam conflict, or moreover, the Korean conflict? Would you like to know? 54,200. And it wasn't a war. And because it wasn't a war, we got pirated from what we were entitled to. President Lyndon Baines Johnson paid the ultimate price. I'm not saying I was for him or against him, but he paid the ultimate price. He decided he couldn't run. Because the press and the sedate people who tell us how wonderful we are could not bear to tell you that we raised our hands and we took an oath to do what we did. We had no sense of how it would end. But when some of the veterans of that war, including merchant mariners, came home, they entered various places, but a high percentage that came into California and came into San Francisco. And in San Francisco, and including around the White House, young people chanted, "Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today?" Did they mention that you took 14% of the 100,000 people who had no choice, that had nowhere to go? You drop them, you leave them, and that increment that was in there, that soiled waste matter, would still be in their buried souls. But we did it. And why do I tell you the story? Because even though we are the same age, I'm 97, I'm a generation before that. I served in World War II. I was one of 250,000 of us that volunteered under 16 years of age. When the war ended, 4 days after the war ended, August 15th, the actual day we stopped the shooting, 4 days later, I turned 17. I'm not going to complain. My family never owned a home. If you sit and talk to Burley, we grew up in a generation at our age, we had poor parents. I lived in a house that was $11 a month, and often my father was out of work, could not pay that. Now, why is it, if we did what we were asked to do, they never even played our song? You couldn't get in a parade being a merchant mariner. And the first time I've made speeches all over the world. If you look at there, I've made over 5,000 speeches, been invited to the White House 4 times. Non-political, I don't favor one party or another. I favor humanity, and I favor the United States Merchant Marine. So I was the Grand Marshal of a parade. And that parade is the Washington Memorial Day Parade. We get 350 to 400,000. And they say to me, so what can we do for you? What can you do? First of all, you got to get merchant mariners in this parade. How long did you fight to get the right to be in the parade? What did you have to do to get them to sing our song, Heave Ho, Heave Ho? And the truth is, they didn't do what we asked them to do. You come from a founded educational world, Josh. And few people realize the regimen that it took to get it where it is. Now we have to have political devices that tell where we're going to go and how we're going to do it, because that's human nature. And if you defy what happens to you, you are not following God's plan. How do you think I get, at 97 years of age, the opportunity to speak? Because I'm good at what I do. And I will tell you the truth. You cannot have me at any function where you will not play heave-ho. And in fact, if you watch the program that we did, I don't know if you remember that night, I was the spokesman for 35 veterans that stood there. And I said, you forgot our song, heave-ho, heave-ho. So in our parade, you sing our song. In our parade, we now have a float honoring the United States Merchant Marine. Now, we can't get all the factors of a government together. God love them. They do the best they absolutely can. But do not decry your responsibility. How did your children learn to say their ABCs? Do you remember? Do you have some gift at teaching children? Yes, you do. God gave it to you. You taught them in mnemonic. It's a strange word. It starts with M-N-E-O-M-O-N-I-C. Mnemonic. And you say A, B, C, D, E, and you teach them that. And you do it in a way, it's called an iambic pentameter, because when I got out of school and got my undergrad degree, I also had vast studies in human behavior. People say, well, what a wonderful gift you are to society. You know all about psychology. I said, yeah, I had to get into it because I was screwed up. And you talk about people having, I had bleeding ulcers. At 16, turned out to be something called H. pylori. I end up with asbestosis because it's in the engine room. And look at me, do I look like I'm in poor health? I talk to my main man every morning when I get up, every night before I go to bed. I talk to my main man. He gave me this beautiful woman to be my wife. We've been married 51 years. But you all have gifts. And we have to do it one step at a time. And I make no bones about it. I do speeches all over. I can only handle about 10% of the speech requests. Why? Now you ask me. I get my picture taken a lot. I want all the news, some of the stuff that we do. I speak before Congress, and it goes, what do they call that, viral. Okay. I don't need them to help me make money. I could have retired before my 35th birthday. That's how good this country was to me. But I do not agree when we have to fight for human rights, take our lickings, and kneel and say, God, why did you do this? Because, see, the American Merchant Marine was left out of the GI Bill. Not by intention. The President says every time he had the intention of having it in there, it was a goofball, right? But we didn't have it. My wife came one night. She was a computer expert. And she said to me, guess what? You're going to be in the GI Bill. Is that wonderful? I was 60 years old. What did I need them for? I own 2 houses, a big business. I own 9 companies. What did I need them for? I need them for you. Whether you like it or not, I'm your spokesman. And I don't care where it is in Congress. We got the Congressional Gold Medal. I wear it proudly. This is what it looks like. And if you were in World War II, you'd wear it too. It took us 5 years from the time President Trump, in his first series, gave us that. And then because of COVID and post-COVID, we didn't get it till 5 years later. And when we set it up, it's got to be in Congress. And so we said, good. There was no turn on the platform for us, as you remember. And you said, give this guy a chance. All we want to do is say thank you. So I gave 9.5 minutes. I usually talk longer than I'm supposed to, but I'm doing it for you. And it's on 580 sites right now, that same speech. And so I say to you, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'll be speaking slightly this afternoon. But God bless the United States of America. God bless you, Captain LaRue. God bless the cast of people that support you. And God bless the United States of America. Sine die.
As we sing Heave Ho.
It's a long, long way to go. It's a long, long pull with our hatches full. Braving the wind, braving the sea, fighting the treacherous foe. Heave ho, my lads, heave ho. Let the sea roll high or low. We can cross any ocean, sail